I was running out of animal clips, and I'm working on cars today, playing mechanic, and look what we have over here. Here's our fire pit. Mickey Mouse special. Pretty cool. That's a snapping turtle. And he's not excited to hang out with me. That's fine, but that's great. We now have another animal intro clip. It's a little zoom action maybe. There we go. And of course, I had to help the turtle out with the turtle pool in case he gets thirsty or wants to go for a swim. Good day, everyone. I finally have a minute to start another YouTube video. 2 quick updates. Even though I make $0 on this channel and spend all the dollars, I went ahead and invested in this DJI microphone because of the last video and the wind noise that didn't really sit well with me.
Motherfuck, noise.
That's first update. Second update, the S10 has finally been retired to a town truck and Project Go-Getter because we now have this new whip. Do the kids still say that? Whip? Is this a whip?
Whip it good.
This is a 2009 Ford Focus SE, whatever that means. Ironically, the same neighbor who gave me the S10 had this for sale. I jumped on it for $1,000 because the main issue with the S10, now that it's summer, is there's no AC. And that little tiny cab is like an easy bake oven.
It's like living inside an easy bake oven.
This, however, does have the AC option. And you'll notice inside and out, it's not completely rotted. You're going to say, wow, that's clean. Yes, it is. That's because the biggest downfall to this vehicle was that it was heavily, and I mean heavily, emphasis on heavily, smoked in. A smart person would have recorded said process of trying to remove layers upon layers of tar and nicotine. Here are some of the telltale signs that this was a smoker's vehicle. You could literally scrape the tar off the back window with a razor blade.
She tastes like cigarettes.
I don't know if you'll be able to see on camera, but there's spots that I've missed where the tar and nicotine had settled in, turning this to that color there. That's 2 rounds with a blue sponge and some foam woolite and an upholstery cleaner. And I still didn't get it all. I have gone 2 full rounds with the entire vehicle inside and out for that matter. And unfortunately, there's still a smell. Let's make that 2.5 rounds. Over the weekend, I did hit the seats and front carpets that seemed to be the worst of it with the upholstery cleaner again, and the water that was coming out of these seats is nothing short of disgusting, borderline biohazard. Next purchase, actually tomorrow, picking up an ozone generator to see if we can knock down the smell even further. Those 2 updates out of the way, let's continue to march. Now that it's officially summer and we're just in front of a 5-day 90+ heat wave, I think they're predicting Tuesday to be 101 degrees. Who's ready to dive headfirst into some snowmobile repair? No? Me either. That's why I went ahead and picked up this. This is a 2003 Can-Am DS650. Now, it's quite obvious to the even most casual observer that I'm a glutton for punishment. Incidentally, or coincidentally, I don't know what the proper terminology is. I'm just trying to sound smart, but I'm really dumb.
So ignorant.
This is a bucket list bike for me. I remember when these came out, early 2000s, and I thought, whoa, 650cc quad. That's pretty massive.
So big.
This is exactly the way I bought it, as a basket case. I don't know if people still use that term anymore, but that's what we called these back in the day. It's just a pile of parts. Normally I would never buy something like this because not having taken it apart myself makes the task 10 times worse. If you know, you know. But this being a bucket list bike, and I paid $500 American, I had to have it. Found it on the marketplace, jumped on it, went after work. The thing shoehorned into the back of the S10, and here we are. This is my second time putting my hands on the parts. I have no idea what I have and don't have, and that's going to be mission number one. I do know it was taken apart due to a bent shift shaft. I don't know if that's the original one. I also know the previous owner had two of these machines, and this one was taken apart for said shift shaft, but also robbed of parts. I'm going to hazard to say this is going to be my biggest challenge ever, as I have never torn down and put back together a newer style 4-stroke ATV. So through the power of editing, I am now going to spend hours going through all this stuff and organize it. And when I get to that point, I'll bring you back in and go from there. An eternity later, I finally have half a clue of what's happening with this machine. Let's walk through it, shall we? Here's most of the cooling system. Chain, completely wore out sprocket front. Gotta add that to the list. I don't know if it picks up on camera, but they're crooked and worn. We have forward controls, pegs, skid plate, footrest dealy things, Nerf bars, front bumper, air intake, I think oil tank, gas tank, seems rather small to me for such a big quad, air box, partial exhaust, missing silencer, electric fan. We have 4 coils for some reason. I'm assuming these older dirty ones are the originals, but then we have what I would consider some cheap Chinese aftermarket ones. Not sure why. We have 2 carburetors. Not sure why. One says ISO Performance. I'm going to assume that's some cheap Chinese off of Amazon.
Chinese junk locked up again, huh?
And then we have the traditional Makuni. We have a broken float, some carburetor parts, a Chinese rebuild kit, clutch, missing some bolts, has all the springs, have not measured the plates and friction discs to see if they're within spec. Cylinder head, I don't know if I can get you in here. There are some light scratches. You can see the cross hatching. It was not magnetic. I can feel those with my thumbnail. Very light, but they are there. We're just going to run it. I believe it's nickel cell. Like I said, it's not magnetic, so we can't hone it. Cylinder head. He was adamant that there was no valves and I would have to buy valves. Well, not only do I have the valves, I have extras. I've not measured anything yet, but I believe that they're for this machine. We have keepers, what I'm assuming is intake and exhaust, and have extras. We have the springs. I do not see the tappets or buckets, as the kids call them. So that's something we got to put on the list. We have cams, assorted bunches of bolts. I'm pretty sure that sheetrock screw does not go with this. Obviously, we're going to do an engine gasket kit, already ordered. Came with a new timing chain. That's exciting. Chain guides, There's our crank. Our crank seems to be good. No up and down play, a little bit side to side. Counter shaft. In other good news, there is no JB weld on anything, which is good. I did not go ahead and disassemble the transmission. The piston, which I measured, it's a stock piston and stock cylinder. I don't know if you can see that. 100. It's a 100 millimeter stock bore and piston, made in Austria. Elco. Is that good? No idea. Know nothing about it. Other than the slight wear on the skirts, someone must have cleaned the top. There's no carbon on the top, but there is some wear on the skirts. And where the wrist pin rides. I was looking, oh, we're missing the wrist pin. Don't know where that went. And I was looking for the needle bearing. It apparently doesn't use one. You put some anti-seize, some kind of anti-seize compound on the wrist pin and off you go. I know nothing about it. Let me know. Any tips, tricks, helps? I've never worked on these. This is my first time setting eyes on all the internals and whatnots. So any help appreciated. Shift shaft. I found it in there, in the bag. I put a straight edge on it. It does not seem to be bent at all, but there is some heavy wear there, and I don't know if the camera's going to pick up on it. It is like a rat chewed the end of it, so we will have to order one of those. We got some oil pump stuff. Came with a new one-way bearing, and in my 30 seconds of research, I guess these are fairly bulletproof. There were some overheating issues, and the one-way bearing goes. So we have one of those. Assorted gears, timing chain gears, and whatnot. I have figured out some of the bolts. The case bolts, case half bolts. There are some missing. I did see some bolt kits online. They look pretty cheesy. We have most of them. We might eke our way through it between what we have left over from the CR250 bolt kit and the hardware store. So yeah, am I missing anything? That is the gist of it. Most everything is here. Oh, another big thing. We're missing the rear fenders, or rear fender assembly, or rear plastics. Someone was really, really into the metal militia. I don't know a lot about it myself. Racing team, if I remember right, but it is just covered in the old MM stickers. So there's that. But yeah, if you got a set of red rear fenders and they're not $1 million, I'll happily buy them off you. I found some black ones. I think it was $100 for the fenders and $100 shipping. They're not cheap, used. I don't even think you can get them new that I know of, or aftermarketly. I did also go ahead and spend all the money on this service shop manual. You can download the PDF, but I don't want to carry around an iPad or computer. This was $60. It is no Climber or Haynes, but apparently Climber or Haynes does not make a shop manual for the Can-Am, which I don't understand. The Haynes did have manuals for Polaris, Canada.
I moved here from Canada, and they think I'm slow, eh?
I'm not sure. If you know, let me know. It's going to be a lot of measuring. So we got the old micrometer out. The bore measures good, and the piston measures good. That's all I got done so far. I did go ahead and start a list. We do need piston rings as well. The wrist pin apparently has no bearing. Already ordered the gasket kit and seal kit. Valve seals, we do have them. Looks like we have extras. Some of them look good. Do I reuse those? Not sure. We do need to order the special grease, Loctite, and anti-seize to put this motor back together. We definitely need a front sprocket. The valve buckets and or tappets are missing. I did go and give him an extra couple bucks for these valve bucket shims, which we'll have to figure out at some point. And again, never done it before. Never done any of this before on a quad of this flavor. I think that is it. One other thing, we are not doing a mic amateur restoration. I'm not stripping this down, attempting to sandblast it, paint it, any of that. We are just going to see if we can wing it, so to speak, get this thing back together with all the correct parts and see if we can get it running and riding and hopefully not blowing up in the first 30 seconds. My biggest obstacle now is time.
Time is fleeting.
In my last video, I explained I'm back in the 7 to 3:30 rat race, unfortunately, but that's just the way life goes. So time, I don't have a lot of it. So I think we're going to do a series of short videos because that, between making the video, editing and getting it out there, parts and whatnot, etc., yada yada.
I gotta tell you, I am loving this yada yada thing.
There's just not a lot of time. So that's going to be close for just this first introductory video, parts list. I am going to do one thing. I am going to do one hands-on thing today. I don't know how well this is going to pick up on camera, but to my right, the tire is not straight like the other side. It's hard to steer and hard to move. And if you look, I don't know what the best angle is going to be. I don't know how well it picks up on camera, but this tie rod, very straight. The other one, however, very, very crooked. Just have this thing moved over in the shade as it's really starting to heat up outside. Apparently this was stored outside as the steering shaft, stem, whatever you want to call it, was full of water. Is the whole thing spinning? Probably, right? Oh yeah, the whole thing's spinning. That's what's going on. All right, it looks like there's flats on it, like we can put a wrench on it, so that's something. This one, I don't know. Hang tight, people. Enjoy the hissing sound of the air hose. I guess 17. It's been so long I don't know how to use wrenches. That's all it took. You see that? Love it when a plan comes together.
This road leads directly to the airport, Hannibal.
Nope, no plan. No clue is what is really going down. Now, can we do the same thing on the other side? Can I even get a wrench in there? That's on such an angle. I don't know, from the back maybe? No, you're not getting a wrench through there. Oh, it's too hot.
It's so damn hot.
Well, what about now? Will that do anything? Can I get it from these 18 different angles? Yes, we can. That was pure skill. No, dumb luck. Can you stop hissing? My Lord, with the annoying noises. Someone rode this thing hard and put it away wet, is what we used to say. I really can't see this Toys R Us vise bending this back to where it needs to be, but we're going to give it a go. All right, I'm going to have to put the camera down because it's hot as stink in here. I don't feel like to make some rudimentary camera angle shot contraption just so you can watch me beat the fuck out of this. Sorry for my language. There I swore. Demonetized. Nope. Got to be monetized in the first place. Wish me luck. So all I did was the vise was doing nothing, by the way. Sorry about that. Let me back the old quad up a minute here. The vise was doing nothing, so I just set up some blocks on a nice cement floor, and woe and behold, it's like brand new again, but a little fatigued. It's fine. I'd love to know what this person hit to get that to bend that bad. But I'm going to go reinstall this, and we'll bring you back for the end of the video. Alrighty, so there it is. We got it close. To my right, that tire was out even more after I straightened it, so I did play around with some measurements and the tie rods. Come to find out, the left tie rod is slightly bent. It's a quad. It was ridden hard. So we'll have to try and, I don't know if you can pick it up on camera, but that caster camber, the bottom of that left side is kicked way out for some reason, so God only knows what else is bent or loose. Where did I see it here? The rim's bent, so it's probably where the impact was that bent the tie rod. That one's slightly bent, but it's an improvement. We're leaps and bounds. No, not really. But anywho, hows and ways, if you liked any part of this video, or thought it was stupid or pointless, let me know in comments. Love the comments. That's going to wrap up part 1 of the 03 DS650. If you want to brand this thing, name it, what have you, go right ahead, let me know. As always, thanks for watching. Hope to see you on the next one. And now I have the awful job of putting everything in Ziploc bags, organizing while scorching in the sun, and all the parts are 108 degrees. Wish me luck.
This is the end.